man. But there were times I had to get him man-to-man. And
favorite team that you guys love to face in your division?
Yours.
Yes, sir.
Like the games like we play against the Raiders, you might get 3 sacks. When they had Jamarcus Russell, which I did. So I got 3 sacks on them in the first half, right?
Yeah.
And I'm ready, and they take Tommy Maddox.
What is going on, everyone? We are live in the JBW Solutions studio with a very special episode tonight of West War Room Rivals. We are your hosts, Shobik Brothers, Corey and Austin here. I got Cody, Matt, and Caleb with us as well. Guys, we got a special guest behind the stage set to join here very quickly. But first, let's give some shout-outs to our sponsors, starting off with Troy and his guys over at Field Ops Kansas. And then we got Angie and her team over at Emporia State Federal Credit Union. Jeff and his team, obviously, the JBW Solutions studio here, along with Rival Codes and Vide Coffee. So, sorry I went a little quick through that, but we're ready to kind of get this episode going. And I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Austin to kind of get everything set for tonight.
Yeah, man. Let's get hyped. We have the greatest linebacker in NFL history. Some people might put a little hyphen and say Chiefs Kingdom history. Either way, you're both right. I can speak for myself and everyone here. We're extremely excited, not only to talk some ball, but to hear his journey through his football career, right? Kind of from day one, the dude was going to be a star, turned out to be a star. But more importantly, the things he has done off the field, it's just been incredible. So make sure you tune in tonight, subscribe, stay with us, and we're gonna hear everything from football to post-playing impact with our guest tonight. I might be giving a little clue onto who it is with my very special Derrick Johnson jersey. So people, please welcome the one and only Derrick Johnson into the JBW Solutions studio.
Appreciate it. Thank y'all for having me, man. Excited. Man, this is y'all all get along on here? Because, it's a lot of...
Believe it or not, we do.
We do for the most part. And Matt and I were getting real close to being very, very annoying to these guys that the Broncos would have pulled it off last week against the Patriots. So
we were borderline insufferable.
Yeah. So luckily for these guys, the Broncos obviously didn't get into the Super Bowl. So they get to, we'll be Cancun buddies with all these guys as well. So
and you might understand, we kind of just use Cody as a punching bag, the Raiders guy. Yeah, so
I'm pretty used to it, so let him fly.
Can you believe he's got a Victory Monday shirt? Do you even know what that is, Cody?
Hey, I don't want to be the one to say it, but we had it against the Chiefs this year.
So okay. So the answer, it may not seem like we do get along.
We do.
Right on. But we're gonna go ahead and dive into some questions. DJ, we appreciate you being here. I don't know if you prefer Derrick, Mr. Johnson, or DJ.
DJ's good.
DJ's good. Yeah, that's what you're known in our world as well, so that'll work out. But we're going to start early on. We're going to start with your days at the University of Texas, obviously a powerhouse. My mom's probably in the chat. Unfortunately, she's a Boomer Sooner. We do not claim her, but whether you believe it or not, Texas is a powerhouse. So kind of what we want to start with is when you first stepped onto the campus in Austin, what was that like? Oh, wow, this is different for you.
Yeah, well, when you're coming from Waco, Texas, a small city, just an inner city kid that hadn't seen much, hadn't been exposed to much, other than Baylor. Baylor was cool at the moment, but when you step out of bear country from Waco, it's a whole new world, especially in Austin, Texas, and being able to be on the campus with 50, 60,000 students is unbelievable. If you want to find a girlfriend, you better know where her class is, because you probably won't see her again. It's one of those things where, man, there was so many people on campus, and it got you exposed to just other different cultures and whatnot. But it just opened up your mind to just life in general.
So we had Quentin Jammer on, one of our first guests. He's obviously went to Texas. The names of Texas are they're endless, and you're on there as well. So with those standards, what did it demand from you early on that kind of shaped you into the football player that you became?
Oh, man. Probably the just operating excellence, man. Being able to have a brand like the University of Texas, they groom you early for just doing everything in a professional manner. I really learned how to be a professional at the University of Texas. Being able to be there for 4 years really shaped and gave me some momentum going forward when it comes to talking to the media, when it comes to handling myself off, on and off the field. Just just the, the excellence, it's the mindset of being excellent.
I have a question next, but I actually have a follow up to that. Was there any other schools besides Texas that were kind of preparing you for a life in a professional setting like the NFL to hold yourself, conduct yourself, hold interviews like where you were saying? Was there any other programs that were doing anything like that?
Meaning other colleges?
That, yeah, I guess that we
Uh,
were aware of.
um, I mean, all of them are pretty good. I mean, I'm biased, obviously, being a Longhorn, but I mean, I was going to go to. I went on visits to Texas A&M. I went on visits to Oklahoma.
Mhm.
I went on visits to Florida State one time just because my cousin was playing there at that time. But Texas A&M and OU was a big. I really had to make a really wise decision and see who I was going to go to, and pick the University of Texas. So,
Okay. During your
and I
time
know
with
that, I know guys that are on that team, friends that that they say the same thing I say about Texas. So they had great experiences.
Was it a no brainer for Texas? Like you took your visits and everything, or did you actually, sit down and, like you said, thoroughly examine your options, or did you kind of know that Texas was it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I actually knew Texas was going to be the one, but you still got to go through
Yeah.
your recruiting and go through visits, just because you want to get that whole experience and really know, and it's just confirmed even more that I want to be a Longhorn, and but they were definitely a leaner going into the recruiting process.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Was there a coach or a teammate at Texas who pushed you to be harder than anyone else? Obviously, during your time coming into college, was there a coach or teammate that just absolutely pushed you that sticks with you?
Yeah. You know what? I came in with Cedric Benson, and we were
Mm.
roommates. The late great Cedric Benson, and we were roommates. And I think he actually really helped me when it comes to just believing in yourself and being more confident. Cedric Benson was the most confident person I ever seen, and sometimes it actually helps you out that maybe your skill level or maybe you're not quite there, but if you think you're there, you
Mhm.
kind of it's probably going to happen for you. And he was that kind of person. Real quick story. I always remember this. Well, we all got up when we first got to the University of Texas in front of the veterans, all the freshmen, and we got to give our name, where we're from, and our position. So
Mhm.
we did that. Everybody's kind of nervous, and we all got up there. And, I'm Derrick Johnson from Waco, linebacker. Ooh, I'm done. That was a lot for me. And Cedric Benson gets up there and says, Cedric Benson, Midland, Texas, starting running back. And in front of the veterans, and everybody was quiet. They're like, "Wow!" But halfway through the season, he started. So that's one thing about just speaking things into existence, and his confidence was off the chain.
Man, DJ, I do have a follow-up question for you real quick because it's funny you mentioned Cedric Benson. Earlier on in the season, we had Eric Coleman come on and we asked him, he was a safety. Like when you stack the box, was there a running back that like, hey, I got to get that extra pump in the helmet and like prepare myself for? Was there any running back in your college days that you were like, all right, I know I'm about to have a battle with this guy?
Man, that's a good one. You know what? I got to give OU some credit, man.
Yep.
Adrian Peterson
Mm.
is, and I was a senior, and he was a freshman. He's probably, and I quote this, he's probably one of the only high school football players that could have skipped college and went straight to the NFL. That's how.
Wow.
That's how. Now I'm not talking about mentally and all that stuff or whatever, but physically,
Hmm.
he was that guy. Like he had it. He was big, strong. They call him AD for a reason. All day. That's just what he is. And
Hmm.
I know him personally. He's from Texas. So, but being able to go against him was like, wow. I did not know a freshman could be this developed.
Right.
Wow. Yeah.
Man, it's so cool hearing the the stories about AP and obviously Cedric Benson. My uncle's a diehard Bengals fan, so it's really cool to hear that. But looking back now, what lessons from your Longhorns days still show up in your life today?
Oh man. I would have to say, ooh, it's a good one. That's a good one. I would say being able to do everything in a spirit of excellence, being able to operate on a professional level. When I was at the University of Texas, being able for them to groom me to be a pro. Now I see the benefits of it because I'm like, man, it's so many situations where I'm shaking hands or kissing babies or doing something where you say, man, I've learned this from the University of Texas. I went to mentor little kids at elementary schools like all the time, or going to Dale Children's Hospital, giving back to the community. All those things I'm doing now. I've been groomed to do that since the University of Texas, and they did a great job by just making sure that we feel like already pros, and having that stamp on us that we're University of Texas, and being able to walk in a room and be proud of that. So that confidence I have from the University of Texas is still with me. So yeah, that's a good question, actually.
And obviously the game, college football's changed since when you were there. I mean, the playoff, the NIL, the transfer portal. Like, give us your kind of thoughts on where college football is now, and kind of your thoughts on what it could maybe do better, or if you have no opinion on how that would be, but what would Derrick Johnson do a little differently with today's game?
Yeah, that's a lot, man. That's a lot to unpack. I would because the gates are open right now. If there's no there's no it's not really a bunch of organizations, or it's not really compartmentalized like it should. Not yet. They will get there, but right now it's wide open.
Hmm.
And there's the game is for football teams to go all the way. I think it's harder now because you got so many new guys that come
Hmm.
onto your team. I'm talking about, I mean, every year. I don't care if you're a really good team or not. Like every year, you're trying to keep your players. You're trying to to recruit other acquisitions, and it's just harder for team chemistry because sometimes they're not bringing guys in to fit the culture. They just bringing them in because they're good players, and sometimes that's not a good thing. So now there's pros and cons to all this. I love that the kids are getting money now. It the goal back then was we got to get to the NFL to get money. You don't have to get to the NFL, and a lot of these kids aren't going to get to the NFL. A lot of them are living a better life now than they will later on. So they got to take advantage of this opportunity, save some money, hopefully put it back, and just invest it the right way. And hopefully they have financial advisors. Hopefully they have people around them just to help them, because you give me $1 million I was a big time player coming out. You give me $1 million at 17, 18 years old. And don't get me wrong, I would probably mishandle that. But if your family isn't equipped to handle it now, it's really going crazy. But you got to have a good family to take care of that, so they can look out for the best for your interests.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. My question kind of ties into Caleb's a little bit. what's the best piece of advice that you would give to a current Texas player right now that you learned?
Oh, I would, I would probably say work harder, and even though that's a cliche word, that's an easy word. A lot of people work hard, but when you're trying to be the best, when you're trying to go to the next level, because when you go to Ohio State and Texas and Georgia, when you go to these big schools, you want to get to the NFL. You want to go big, and you don't want to you don't want to you don't want it to be a shock that, man, it's even harder than I thought, like to really make it. So you got to work harder. And that's just not on the field, that's off the field as well when it comes to the mental aspect of the game, because it all ties together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's like you said, everyone works hard, but work harder. I like that. Like you can always push a little bit more.
Yep.
So that was kind of your Texas days. Is there a specific moment or anything from Texas you want to share? Like a memorable moment, a memorable game, any Red River rivalry memories?
You know what? I probably shouldn't bring this up, but I loved the Red River Shootout when playing against Oklahoma. I loved it. My record against OU is freaking 0-4, man. I did not win. I've done a lot of things in college football. Got a lot of awards and record. That's one thing I did not do. Now, did I have a really good game personally? Yeah, but team wise, I did not get it done. I bring that game up just because that game is like no other. I mean, to see the burnt orange on the other side of the the 50-yard line, and then the I don't even know what that color is, but that other color on the other side, it's a great atmosphere, especially when you have a state fair behind it. It's one of those ones where, man, it's hard to duplicate.
Yeah, that's amazing. So we're gonna transition into segment 2. I'm gonna steal my brother's question because I accidentally put his name when I wanted it mine. But the first question, it's draft day, right? So what do you remember feeling when you realized that you were headed to the Kansas City Chiefs as the 15th overall selection?
Man, draft day was crazy. Back then, there only were like 6 or maybe even 7 players that go to the draft. That's like now you get 30 or 40 people up there, and they only had one defensive player go enter a role. I believe that was it. But I did not get invited there, so I'm glad I didn't. So I was at home with all my friends and family, and it got packed in there, knowing I was going first round. And the one thing about the draft that I wish I could change, I wish I was more loose. I wish I was more like because I was almost trying to hope somebody gets me, like, and that's a natural deal. But now that I think about it, you have no control over that. They got so many people evaluating and going this way, going that way. So this is how it went. I knew I was going to go between 10 and 15. The 10th pick was Detroit Lions, and they wanted a defensive guy. I talked to them already, so they were looking to get a defensive guy, but they didn't know that Mike Williams from USC, the receiver, was still on the board. So they're like, okay, depending on who slotted where, things can change, and that's what happened. That's why I didn't go to Detroit. Probably a good thing I didn't go to Detroit. But then the 11th pick came up. It was Dallas. So I'm like, man, Dallas already had like Brady James. They had somebody in the middle already. So it was like, I didn't think they would get me, but possibly they needed a rusher. I wasn't really a rusher. I was a green dot guy that can put in the middle of your defense and line up everybody. But they picked up DeMarcus Ware, pretty good pick, Hall of Famer. Then the 12th pick was San Diego, and they needed an outside rusher, so they picked Sharon Merriman, pretty good player. And then 13th pick came up, was Houston. I was like, oh, I'm going to Houston for sure, because they've been all over me. They knew my agents. It was like, all right, that's happening. And they maybe got word that maybe they can get me later. They skipped to 16 or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And I think the Saints came up and got like Malcolm Brown or some offensive lineman they needed. So 14th pick come. I'm like, all right. I talked to Carolina. Carolina's probably gonna pick me up. I went out there and saw the facilities or whatnot. It was out of me and Thomas Davis,
Mhm.
pretty good player, right? So
Yep.
they felt like he may fit their scheme better. I don't know. They picked him up. Good pick. So you can't hate on that. But I remember Dick Vermeil told me, he said, I don't think you're going to fall to 15, but you never know how the draft goes. And if you're at 15, there's no way. We're bad on defense, and we need you.
Yes.
And he called. Carl Peterson called me, and I was out. I didn't know anything about Kansas City. I didn't even know that. I thought it was in Kansas. I just didn't. I didn't know.
Will be.
Like everybody does, but it was life changing. That's the second home for me, and Kansas City, man. That's where it's at.
Oh yeah.
Man, you keep dropping those names, and it's like, damn, that draft is kind of stacked. Because I was
Yeah.
going to tell you, like, obviously you were my favorite player, Chiefs player, and you were drafted, but everyone still asks me to this day because it was a rough stretch of quarterbacks in Kansas City, and everyone's like, do you wish they would have drafted?
I was part of that until Alex Smith came. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
everyone's like, do you wish you would have drafted Aaron Rodgers instead of Derrick Johnson? I'm like, hell no. Like, what is that? No, absolutely not. Okay. Like that was his draft on. I'm like, absolutely not. Chiefs knocked it out of the park. It was a perfect fit. So that was a good draft.
And
Yeah, it was.
so we've had Coach Vermeil on twice, and I'd be sad if I didn't ask a question about Coach Vermeil. So you said obviously you talked to Coach Vermeil. So we've had Sylvester Morris and Derek Blaylock on here as well, and they gave us a Coach Vermeil story. So I want to hear something from you about Coach Vermeil and your thoughts on him as a coach and maybe as a man as well.
Yeah. So my story is going to be short because I was only with him for 1 year, so I didn't know him as much because when he drafted me, he 2005 was his last season, and I was only with him for 1 year. I tell you what, you talk about somebody that's that knows who they are and that's not afraid to be vulnerable, that will literally cry in front of the team.
Everyone says
You know, that was different for me. I was like, okay, here we go. But he was genuine. He it wasn't faking, and he, if something touched him, if he felt a certain way, he would let you know about it. And just as being a man, men are told not to cry. Men are told to be tough. Men are told to say, hey, don't show any vulnerability. And he was direct opposite, which is actually right. There is an avenue for you to let out that steam, and Dick Vermeil showed that well.
That's so incredible.
It is. So I just want to point out the first and only NFL draft that I ever went to was actually the draft you were taken in. And I was like, oh, that's a good pick for the Chiefs. Little did I know that you were going to take 2 interceptions from the Broncos and tie the NFL record. Just so we're clear, I had forgiven you for that.
Yeah.
But my question is, like I said, we bring up those big plays, the 2 interceptions. What's one play that you remember making that just made Arrowhead go crazy?
Yeah, it's usually on interceptions. I got 4. I've taken 4 picks back to the house. 2 of them in Denver. By the way, I needed that because that year Todd Haley, that was his first year, and he had benched me for the whole year, and that was the game I played the most in. I needed that just to kind of stick it in his face, like you messed up, I'm the guy or whatnot. But the Jets and the the Jaguars, I caught the interception at Arrowhead and ran it in for a touchdown. Now I've had big hits and tackles for loss and big plays at Arrowhead, and I've heard the crowd erupt. But when you take a interception back to the house and you jump in the stands like a Lambeau leap type of deal, it's one of them things where I always remember, man. There's something about that stadium, the loudest stadium. I can say that because it's it's kind of a fact because they
Right.
decimal wise them in
We got on the
Seattle.
wall.
Got the plaque back here that shows.
Right, there you go. There you
Yeah.
go. But it's one of those things where, man, that loudness it's hard to duplicate, and being on defense, I hear it the most, and that was something I would always remember.
Now, I remember, I'm going to bring up the biggest hit because I like those two. I don't remember if it was at Arrowhead, but I don't know if you remember laying out Marshawn Lynch out in the flat when he was a Raider. Was that at Arrowhead?
That was at Arrowhead, and I tell you what, good, really cool with him. By the way, especially being able to play against him over the years. I think, by the way, let me say this before I say what I was going to say. He's probably the hardest person to running back to play against because for me, when you're a small guy, like I can run, so I whenever I hit you, you're gonna go down. This he's actually a little bit quicker than you think. He's got a little bit of jukes, and then he's got more speed than you think. And then obviously we all know he's called beast mode for a reason. He can run you over. So that's like, how do you come at him? Do you come at him fast? He gonna give you a move. If you come at him timid, he can definitely run you over. But when I hit him in Arrowhead and Derek Carr kind of set him up. He threw the ball up into the flat or whatever, and I hit him, and I'm thinking, he's gonna be down. He gets up smiling and laughing with his goals in his mouth, like, all right, good hit, man, good hit. And then the next play, I think he ran a touchdown on us, man. It's just...
Hey, I didn't want to go there, all right? We could have just stopped with the hit.
I need something positive on that one.
Right.
All right, DJ. So what separated Chiefs locker room when you were a part of the team than anywhere else that you've been?
Well, all I know is Chiefs, so I'll talk that. I've only been with the Raiders just for that half of the season. But the Chiefs, nothing like the Chiefs. I've been in locker rooms. Well, every team is different. So when you say locker rooms, every year, even though I'm with the Chiefs for 13 straight years, it's different every year. And it got really good when Andy Reid came. The locker room got really good when the guys, we've always had like high character guys throughout the years, but being able to have more on your team and to be a player-led team, to have a coach like Andy Reid to just instill the right values in his players and to let them be men, I think was big. And man, to have Alex Smith, to have Patrick Mahomes, to have Chris Jones, to have Kelsey, to have these guys, man, Eric Berry, man, Tamba Ali, Justin Houston, man, I can go on and on. Brandon Flowers, all these guys, man. It was we were close. We were close in Kansas City, man, very close.
That's incredible. So I've got a follow-up question to that a little bit. So obviously there's no secret. The Raiders are in constant turmoil, always turnover. The one constant that we've had has been Max Crosby just, sticking it out every new regime. To your credit, like almost a new locker room every new season. It's just a little bit different. And he's been the only thing that's been there. Was there a time during your career, and I'm not saying like the last part of the last year where you were with the Raiders at that tail end, but was there a part in the middle of your time with Kansas where maybe you weren't sure if you were going to see that other side of it, or maybe it was getting to the point where, shoot, I don't know, maybe I need to think about going elsewhere? Because right now, Crosby's kind of at a crossroads where that's on the table. Did you ever have any of that experience during your playing time?
I did, man. My 5th year in the league, I said a little bit about it. A new regime came in because in my 4th year, in 2008, we lost a lot of games. And Todd Haley and his whole crew came in. Scott Pioli and these guys from Patriots at the time, and they came in swinging. They came in just trying to lay the hammer down and just really rubbed a lot of people the wrong way and kind of misused me early and thought I wasn't who they thought I was supposed to be, and they benched me. And I tell you what, that was the only time I was like, man, I might be getting out of getting out of Kansas City. You know, I'm a first round pick. I've been here for 4 years, and I was hoping to get another contract. Now I haven't been to a Pro Bowl or anything like that, so I'm not saying that I arrived yet. But man, benching me, I'm like probably the best player on the defense. Like that's hard to bench me, but it happened, right? Life is 10% of what happens to you, 90% on how you respond. And me responding the right way, going through that growth year, that adverse moment, I've always believed that, if you can go through adversity and you can work through that, man, you can really, it has great benefits. So knowing I worked through that year, after that, I made the Pro Bowl or some kind of Pro Bowl selection every year after that. So that'll tell you that I was this close because I've talked to Todd Haley at the time, seeing if maybe we can get a trade. And they're like, man, nobody wants you. And he's telling me this. I'm like, man, I'm like, really? Like, okay. Like, I knew at that moment he wasn't going to let me go. He wasn't going to just, cut me or anything like that. Because he knew I had some kind of value, but I stuck it out, man. I went through my adverse season in the 5th year, and after that, it was I was ready for the big time show and made Pro Bowls every year after that.
What an incredible story!
I know we talk about a lot of crash outs with you, and you don't get any with me, but that was probably the one crash out I had was Todd Haley and that group coming in and benching DJ because me and my cousin, we would throw our DJ jerseys on and watch Sunday football, and then you're gonna bench him, so why are we watching? Type deal.
Yeah.
So,
it got crazy because Todd was trying to put his foot down, and the media was big. The media was like, "Hey, what's up with DJ? And he's just like, I'm not answering any more DJ questions." I'm like, golly,
right?
So it was tough, man. It was tough. I went through it for a reason though. So regardless if I think he shouldn't have done it or not, things happen and you gotta keep swinging.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So I actually have a quick follow-up. So I'm a huge Tennessee Vols fan. So what was it like playing with Eric Berry?
Man, I am, I think 4 or 5 years older than Eric Berry, maybe 5 years older, and I looked up to him. Yeah. So that tells you a lot about who he is and how he carries himself. Business like all the time. He's smart player. I've seen him hit some people where I'm like, man, I know that hurts you. I'm a linebacker and I hit people for a living, and I've seen him hit people, and I'm looking at the other person like that's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt. But to have a guy like Eric Berry, he actually played by me because we used to play a dime package a lot. That was our nickel. We played dime a lot because we didn't really have 2 athletic linebackers. The Mike linebacker wasn't as athletic, so they would put a safety or a hard-nosed safety like Eric Berry in there. And I played next to him for 2 years. He was down next to me, so he learned a lot from me being right next to me and communicating with me. So it was cool. I love playing with him.
That's great.
Heck yeah, man. That's super cool. I love hearing these stories, man. So my next question is: when fans call you a legend, what does the word legend mean to you?
Oh man, legend. That's a big word, by the way, and they do. I think it reminds me that I was very memorable. I think it reminds me that I was a little bit different from everybody else. Because when you think of legend, you just think of somebody that stood out, right?
Mhm.
And I feel like my play stood out on the field. And in Kansas City, man, the love that I get there, man, they still like when I go back, they still like I I've lost like 30, 40 pounds and I cut my hair off and they still like DJ, what's up? You know, it's all love. So it's cool going back, man. Kansas City is the Midwest is great a great state, a great city, I should say. I think it should be on a beach somewhere though, because the weather is so bad. Like,
Yeah.
like I never got used to just the crazy. Oh, it's kind of warm. Oh, it's raining. Oh, it's super cold. I never got used to the weather there. And people ask me all the time, like even when it gets cold here, they're like, "You was in Kansas City for 13 years. You should." I'm like, I'm not used to that at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah, you get all 4 seasons in one day. You never do really get
Absolutely.
used to that around here. Absolutely. Yeah. No, I liked your definition of legend. I may have used that word a time or two, so I'm glad we got some definition behind it. But we're gonna transition to the next segment. Probably one that I'm pretty excited about the most. But your post playing impact that you've had between the Defend the Dream Foundation and what you're doing with the Backer Vision. So the first question is going to be, when football ended, what was the hardest part of redefining your purpose?
We all go through that because a lot of us, especially if you're in the NFL, you play football probably most of your whole life. Since I was 9 years old, and at some point you have to identify yourself outside of what you do really well. Like football is what I did. It's not who I am. Like who I am. I'm a mentor to kids. I'm an educator. I am someone who gives someone hope. I'm somebody that that can talk to you on your level. I made sure after I left the NFL that I wanted to be more of a family man. I wanted to get my time back. I didn't know this at the time, but football takes a lot of your time. I mean, I guess professional sports take a lot of your time. Like even when you're at home with the family, you're not there. Like you're not there. Like you're there, but it's your mind is somewhere else. I can really dive into. I'm actually enjoying not playing anymore. Now, I'm speaking from a person that played for 14 years. So I've
Right.
exhausted all I have. So I kind of got to the point where I know I don't have nothing left. Some people get an injury. Some people get out in 5 years and they're like, man, they messed me over right here. This coach did this. I don't have that. I just kind of, Father Time just caught up with me, and I love it. I love it. So I don't. I was never bitter when I left, but having 6 kids and a wife, I think I was a little distracted after retiring because I mean I got plenty of stuff here that they need me to be hands on, and I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it.
That's really cool.
That's awesome.
So we love hearing the football stories, but we actually look more forward to talking about this next question. And this is kind of the reason we started this channel and our show is to get, yes, everyone sees the football player, but we want to know the person off the field. So what inspires you to launch the Defend the Dream Foundation and kind of what problems were you hoping to solve with this?
Yeah, so my Defend the Dream Foundation is near and dear to my heart. I started in 2013, so I was in Kansas City, and what it is that we do, we do library makeovers in Title I elementary schools. So these are the elementary schools. When you walk in, you say, "Wow, they're in the low income areas and they need help." What we do with the library makeover, we paint the library really nice. We in Kansas City, we kind of let them know Chiefs have come by, so it's a little, we got the red up and everything, but being able to have functional furniture and 1,000 age appropriate new books that we provide for these kids, and the science behind this. uh, uh, inner city kids that are not on grade level reading before they leave elementary school, half of those kids don't finish high school. So we're talking low income areas. So these are the kids that need more resources and more programs for independent reading with new age appropriate books. So we giving them the proper resources so they can reach their full potential. Because we all know, like, if you're behind the eight ball and you're like inner city kid, or you're a underprivileged kid, you education is your way out. Like, don't get me wrong, like football is a thing that, like, you could play sports, but education is your way out. So being able to pump new age appropriate books into these schools is everything. Now, and you probably say, hey, why did you go there with that? It's because my mom is a school teacher for over 45 years. So I grew up with a school teacher in the house. So I know how important education is. And she's instilled the right values in me at a young age, me and my brothers and sisters. So I know how important education is. And the platform I have through the Chiefs, through the University of Texas, I want to, I want to serve them the right way. I got to give back, man. If you get successful and you never reach back and you never do anything to help anybody, man, that's all for you. It's got to be more than about you. That's how I
Yeah.
think.
Man, I love that. That's an incredible answer. It really is. And thank your mom for being a teacher. We're from a town where it's the National Teachers Hall of Fame. So we grew up in a community where education was kind of the focus of everything. So
Yeah.
definitely thank you to your mom and everything you do as well.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So I actually have a question with the backer vision, but I want to circle back to the Defend the Dream. What kind of impact have you seen? You said you started in 2013, man. Like, what kind of impact have you seen from 2013 to 2026? Like, how big have the leaps been with that investment and all that heart that you've put into it?
Man, it's been awesome. These are $50,000 mini capital projects that we do, and we have 23 of them, 15 in Kansas City, one in Waco, and 7 here in Austin. And in each semester, we're doing one a semester. We're about to start doing 2 each semester because funds are coming in. I have more time to do capital raises and funding raising, and everything that we get, funds that we get, we push it out. This is not 30% here. It's all going out. It's all going to the underprivileged kids. So this is a mission that that's not going anywhere, and we're not going to run out of Title I elementary schools that need help. But the impact that you see is test scores go up. The impact that you see is kids are learning how to read better, and they're more confident. Like kids that can't read on grade level reading after they leave elementary school, you would think that they're older and they would figure it out even more. They actually go opposite because they're more shy, they're more conscious of it, and they don't have the confidence, and they just shy away from it even more. So just giving them hope and confidence that reading is fundamental, and it helps you to be a leader, and it's just going to help you just in general. So they just need more resources.
That's incredible. So to the backer vision, obviously it connects businesses, branding, and leadership. How did you take your football mindset into, and how does it translate into your entrepreneurial journey?
Yeah. Well, I would love to be a coach. That would be awesome. But when you look at it, you say, oh, you got a wife, you got 6 kids. That's probably not going to happen right now. So being able to be a mentor for like UT players, University of Texas players, going up there, helping them coach at time. Coach Sark allows me to be in the meeting rooms, allows me to walk around and be that mentor for guys, especially around linebackers. And when you talk about backer vision, that's that's my separate company that when it comes to high schoolers, college, any college, pro guys that want training, man, I love it. That I get deep into it, and you know what? I'm gonna toot my own horn. I'm pretty good at playing linebacker, so I
think
know
so.
exactly. It's really natural, man. It's some things that happen. It'd be cool if y'all can have if I can have like a little mic'd up session that actually just the nuances and the ins and outs. It can get very detailed, but I'm making it very simple, and I'm all about seeing the ball and feeling the lineman because the ball is going to allow you to stay in phase and just be able to stay alive and take. I'm all about taking advantage of spaces. I'm all about shooting gaps. I'm all about, I got to give them those tools and then give them a way to use it. And
Right.
I love it, man. It's about, I do combine prep as well. So that's about to, I've been doing that for the last 2 years, but with the linebacker training, y'all gonna see it more and more because I'm not coaching. I have time to really pour into touching these college linebackers and pro linebackers. That's really what I want the most. College and pro. The high schoolers, I have to dumb it down just a little bit, but yeah, I do it all.
I need you to make sure that Anthony Hill gets very familiar with Denver.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you've worked with Anthony Hill.
God.
Denver, please and thank you.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, any linebacker that's the last couple of years that's come through University of Texas, I have had my hands on them for sure. But yeah, Anthony Hill, I was just talking to him the other day.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I have a sudden urge for the Chiefs to draft Anthony Hill at 9. Anyway.
Yeah. So, obviously, like when the football, you retired or you said, all right, cool, I'm done with football. Obviously, like there's the job, there's the journey, it's done there. So how important is it for players today to start thinking about their future while they're still playing?
Oh, man, that's hard. They should think about their future. The only thing is it's hard to, just because they've been doing it so long and you got to put so much focus on your game and not have a foot out or some of your mind over here. But it is a real thing. You do need to, what I would say, be where your feet are. Meaning when you're on the field, do what you do, right? When you're in when you're in the film room, do what you do. But when you're at these company parties or you at the team's function and you meeting these executives and you shaking hands and you getting cars and making relationships or whatnot, that's what I should have did a better job at now that I'm outside. Because once you're out, you're kind of out. Now, don't get me wrong, I get a lot of love because I did a lot in the league, but the league this is a big train. It's not stopping. So once you jump off, it's still going. More people are jumping on. So being able to take advantage of the hands you shake, I would tell others while you're in the league.
Man, that it really is super cool. Like hearing from you and hearing your advice and that kind of thing.
Sure.
And I especially love like the education part. I obviously came from both my parents were teachers and my wife is also a teacher. So that hits home for me.
Love
so
that.
I get it. But my question is, what impact story from your foundation or business journey sticks with you the most?
Yeah. By the way, that's cool. Your wife one of the good ones to whenever you're a teacher, because my sister and my brother's a teacher, so being able to serve kids the way they do, they don't get paid enough for that, man. That's a big deal. So kudos to her. What was your question again? I got hit in the head too many times.
No, you're good. My bad. What impact story from your foundation or business journey sticks with you the most?
Yeah. When I go back to see the kids at these schools in the city, I'm talking about in the hood. It because sometimes when you when you live a life of excellence and you do a bunch and you're like, oh, I got a big house and kids and I'm gonna living on a hill, and it's like this is cool, but this is not real life right here. Let's go back and see where it all started. Like just for perspective and appreciation, man, it's so much there. And honestly, the kids say I motivate them, that they're, they love seeing a NFL player, even if they didn't see me play, they like, wow, he's an NFL player. And I'm looking at them and saying, wow, I was sitting right in those seats, and I'm telling them like, dude, if or a girl, like if you take this serious, if you like really dive in, you can be anything you want to be. And it's like it starts with your mind. It's one thing to have ability and skill, like you got to work on that, but the belief system is probably just as important. Like you got to believe that. If you don't believe it, it's going to be hard to really soar and do what you want to do in life. So it just brings things back to reality, and humbles me.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so let's get into the last few questions here real quick. And again, thank you for your time tonight. So let's talk about the book. So how did the idea for Super DJ Saves Field Day first come together?
Yeah, me and my wife, man, we were just sitting down talking one day, and I'm always it was through my foundation, because I'm always opening these unused library, these makeover libraries, and my wife was like, man, you're talking to that, because I literally sit down and talk to them before I read them a book or whatever. And she was like, man, why don't we just put something on paper and put something in a book that you can tangibly hand to these kids? They would love it. I give them all this great advice, whenever we open up a library, and I'm talking to them, giving them all these jewels, and then I read someone else's book. She's like, man, you need to read your book. This is straight in alignment. And I tell you what, this Super DJ Saves Field Day is a name. It's about Super DJ is a dad turned superhero that helps kids find their own superpowers by working hard. So it's
There you
all
go.
about doing your best and working hard. So it's got a lot of good situations in there on how to handle adversity, how to handle a bully, just how to have a great mindset when things get tough.
That's amazing. So you were talking about you and your wife. Those other fans and kind of follow you a little bit know that your faith and family is very important to you. So what was it like collaborating creatively with your wife on something so personal?
Yeah, my wife Brittany is awesome. I gotta shout her out. She's she's from Kansas City, so I took a Kansas City girl made her a Texas girl. But
She went from good barbecue to good barbecue.
right. But it was did you say something about barbecue? I heard you say something about barbecue.
Yeah, she went from good barbecue to good barbecue.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. We both really collabed really well. I didn't know how it was gonna go. We work together all the time with different stuff, but not on a book, not on trying to get the rhetoric right. And we had a vision, right? And just I'm big on working hard, right? That's my motto, and getting kids to do their best. And that was the top level, and we kind of had a little ghostwriter with us, but we kind of chopped it down, and it kind of was coming together really fast. And then we kind of hit a brick wall a little bit, because it was like, oh no, it's not. We're getting off, and it's not making sense. And then we had to loop it back around and connect the dots. It was actually pretty inspiring. I actually inspired to do more, actually. So at some point, hopefully a series will come out, but it's still not even a whole year yet. So we're still pushing this Super DJ Saves Field Day right now.
It's really cool. Why was it so important to create a story for kids and parents to connect?
Yeah. I think it's important that kids read things that are tangible to life. And I want to be an extension of the parent. Being able to say, hey, when you read my book, your kid's going to be like, if I do this, or if I do one thing in here, man, I can get better. I want to be that extension of the parent because, naturally I'm a big, I love kids. Obviously I got 6 of them, but being able to give them something that can help them when they're not around their parents. That's kind of what I like about Super DJ Say's Field Day. There's no parents in the book, so these kids are handling different situations and just resolving things in a healthy manner.
That's incredible.
That is, I'm actually super excited to get the book for my daughter. I actually already have it in my Amazon cart right now, so I'm
nice, man. I appreciate that.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
I got one ready for my son too. So
man, that's cool. I appreciate y'all.
Of course.
So, how much of Super DJ is real life Derrick Johnson?
Ooh, that's a good question. I got 2 littles, so I got 6 kiddos and 5 boys, 1 girl. So I got 3 high schoolers. I got a 12-year-old boy, and then a 6-year-old boy. He's about to be 7, and my girl is 4 years old. She's about to be 5. But my 6-year-old boy, he read the book or whatever, and I like to tease him now. I'm like, Daddy, man, I'm really like a superhero. Like Kane, his name is Kane. I'm like, Kane, I'm a superhero. And he's like, Dad, you're not a superhero. You can't do this. I'm like, look, I'm like pulling up YouTube videos. Look at this. Look at this. Look at me knocking Marshawn Lynch out or doing this and that. He's like, you're not. I'm like, I don't sleep. I don't do nothing. I change into my suit. I'm kind of revving it up or whatever. So he tries to sneak at night and look and see if I'm sleeping in the bed because I'm telling him, I don't sleep. I don't. I'm a superhero or whatever. But it's kind of cool that he reads it and he's like, Dad, you can't do this. You're not flying in the sky.
That's cool.
Not with that attitude. But
he actually one more. He actually I've shown him my because he's not old enough to see me play in Kansas City, but he loves because Jamal Charles lives down the street. He loves watching Jamal Charles videos more than mine. So I'm like, who you watching? He's like, Jamal Charles. I'm like, all right, that's cool. You can watch him.
This group of guys roasted me when I ranked him as the greatest AFC West running back ever. Just a fun fact on Jamal Charles.
He was really good. Now, I mean, LT was that's hard. That's hard.
Well, also too, his honorable mention was Marcus. I'm forgetting his name.
Marcus Allen.
Marcus Allen was his honorable mention. Didn't even make his top 5. So,
well, you got to have Jamal and Priest Holmes and Christian Okoye, like those.
I know. Yeah. I see. Well, he's a chief leaner, man. He's
that's all good. We love him just the same for that.
So, DJ, if a kid takes just one lesson from this book, what do you hope it is?
Oh, if they take one message from this book, I would say not to compare yourself with others, but do your best. Like there's a tagline in there that says, try your best to be your best. Like that's a big deal. I think we live in a social media age day. So everybody's scrolling and comparing, you're comparing to filtered stuff and highlights and that's not real life. Like your best is your best. Be comfortable with giving your best foot forward and letting the chips fall where they may. It may not be first place at that time. It may be third place, but do your best. That's what's going to count in the end.
Matt, we're going to have to change your okayest saying.
Apparently so.
What was that?
Okayest.
I always say, so whenever I do like graphics or like if I talk with like another athlete and we book them on the show, I say I did my okayest, and that's just that's something I say it to these guys. I say it to my junior sailors back at work. So we just kind of took it and ran with it. So
gotcha.
Yeah, do your okayest. So we have one final question. I didn't send it to you because I like it to be a spur of the moment answer. It's not a gotcha question, but we like to ask the former athletes and coaches this question just to kind of.
Well, I can trust you. Y'all Chiefs. I can trust it. I can trust you. Come on.
That's what I'm talking. There's that trust. Chiefs Kingdom, baby. But when people hear the name DJ, Derrick Johnson, what do you hope people remember or think of?
Oh, I never thought about that. You know what? When they hear Derrick Johnson, I want them to think of someone who humbles themselves. And even though he was like Superman on the football field, but in life, he was relatable. Like you can talk to him. He was touchable. Like he wasn't too big for you to talk to. He wasn't someone that thought of himself as better than the next person just because he can play football really well. He valued people and loved people, and that's what people probably remember the most about DJ.
Man, I love that answer. Honestly, yeah, I mean, it started with being remembered on the football field, obviously coming through the fan, but just seeing more of the impact you have off the field with your foundation, with the kids, and obviously with your family. It definitely takes a different perspective of like, there's more to this jersey that I'm wearing than just what you did on Sundays and on game day. So that's what we love to. That's really how we started the show. We want some football memories, right? But we really want to get to know the person.
And to add to that, I would probably be in jail if I acted the way I did on the football field, because I mean it was man. I mean it's quick temper. It's you got to go to a dark place, man. I mean that's football's a violent sport, so I mean it is what it is. I did what I did, and now that I'm out of there, I can enjoy watching it on TV. But yeah, I loved it.
That's awesome.
And yeah, go ahead, Cody. We're going to bring up a couple things here real quick. Go ahead, Cody.
Yeah, so one of our main sponsors, JBW Solutions, Jeff, he actually wanted to just communicate that with your organizations, he would love to have JBW Solutions be a donating partner with your organization. So if there's a way that we can connect you to, so that way he can make a donation on behalf of the War Room and JBW Solutions,
that's awesome,
that'd be heartwarming for us. Again, he's a huge partner. We named the studio after our partnership with him because he's done so much for the War Room, and we hope that he also is able to pass it off to you, and as we hope our listeners and watchers are able to support JBW Solutions as well. So we'd love to connect you to. We do have a couple of comments that came in.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much.
No, thank you for all that you do in your organizations. They are impacting young lives, and they're doing a lot in the community that you feel that is best to be served. And so I think for us on this channel, we want to do our best, even if we're a small channel. How can we help make the most impact? Just, very much like, how can you make the most impact with whatever your platform is? We want to be able to do the same. And Jeff, who's our partner with JBW Solutions, he also wants to do the exact same in his position as well. So we have a couple of comments that came in during the show. Are you okay if I give a couple of minutes to read them off and give a quick answer if you choose? All right.
Yeah.
All right. So one of them, his name is Brody. He asked, what was playing with Mike Brown and Thomas Jones like?
Mike Brown and Thomas Jones. He must be a Chicago guy, huh? Yeah. Mike Brown was awesome. He was funny. Small headhunter when it comes to coming downhill. I think I've only played with him once, or maybe 1 year, maybe 2 years. Thomas Jones. Thomas Jones was a real one, on and off the field. He was a guy where you're like, man, you could tell he lived a harder life, but he's known better now, if that makes sense, and you can see him in movies and stuff now. But Thomas Jones was a cool cat. I mean, he's one of them guys that we battle against all the time. I'm big at whenever linebackers go against running backs, when it comes to pass pro, when it comes to covering one-on-ones, I go against the best one, whoever it is. If Jamal's over there, I got to go against the best one. Thomas Jones, all those guys. So it was cool.
That's incredible. All right. So this one here is from our fan, Kate. She asked, what's the best advice for young athletes, middle schoolers, who have a dream of playing college ball?
Man, I love that they have a dream of playing college ball, because if they go to the NFL, if they go pro, that nobody can get them there. They're gonna have to take that baton and get them there. But you can help them to get to college, which is a lot of benefits to going to college now because NIL and all that stuff. But if you have a dream of going to college, playing football in college, you need to love the weight room. Meaning get your body right. Not saying you need to be a meathead and football is not important. I'm just saying just the violence and how football, the contact sport, so you don't get hurt as much. You need to be strong. I'm not saying you need to be the strongest on the team, but you need to lift weights, especially at middle school going to high school. That's the biggest jump. Kids that can lift more weights or the proper way to get strong, it'll help them when it comes to being on the football field. And then just love the game. Whatever position you're starting to kind of maneuver to, that one position, get to it, get a trainer. Everybody, if you're really serious about it, you need a trainer. I'm not talking about an athletic trainer. I'm talking about, hey, I'm a receiver. I need a receiver trainer to help me outside of what I'm doing at school and all the because sometimes kids are like, oh, I went to practice and I lift weights at school and I'm done. Like, that's just how it is. It's like, if you want to do more, if you want to be a little bit better than everybody else, you got to put in a little bit of work, and that work has sometimes got to be private so people can see you more on the public side. Right. But getting a trainer and falling in love with it. You got to love football is like, you can't it's not just going to coincidentally say, oh man, he lucked up and went to college and played in college. You got to love what you do. When you love what you do, it'll pay you back.
That's awesome. I got two more for you and then we'll get you out of here. Katie would like to know, what was the favorite stadium to play in and fan base that you played for?
Well, fan base, definitely the Chiefs, Chiefs Kingdom for sure. But one of the best stadiums on the road, I would say, because I've been in the AFC West for a long time, I would have to give it to Denver. Denver. Just because it was nicer. It was nicer. Like when you went to the Raiders or you went to San Diego or I went to LA a couple times. They moved later in my career, but when I went to San Diego and went to the Raiders, I mean, their locker room that they put us in, we was like, oh my goodness, this is bad. But Denver treated us right. Denver, it was spacious. I'm like, man, Denver it was cool. It was cool. It was good.
Awesome. All right, last one. So Kate would like to know, who's your pick for the Super Bowl?
Ooh, man, I haven't even thought about that since my Chiefs are not even thought of, and even in the playoff. You know what?
It's territory for us.
Yeah, I know. You know what? I would say, I really think I would say Patriots. I'm stuttering on that just because Seattle's defense is so good, and I'm trying to wrap my head around. Sam Darnold could actually do it. Like it's weird. I've never said that before, but it's like he could actually do it. I mean, I don't know, but I if I was putting money on it, I would say the Patriots. Yeah.
All right.
Close us out.
Yeah, there's been some moments in my fandom where I don't know if I'm allowed to pick the Patriots. But hearing you pick the Patriots, I think it'll help me think more evenly on the matchup for this. But
Hey, they softened me up, man. I couldn't make it to the dang Super Bowl because Tom Brady every time just.
See, and that's where it's at for me. It's like it's new from that, right? I should be okay picking the Patriots, but I don't know, bad taste in the mouth from some games. But DJ, we definitely appreciate your time, hearing your story, hearing your journey. Definitely the impact you've had off the field far exceeds what you did on the field, and that's not a knock at what you did on the field. It's just the impact that you're having. It's incredible. We're definitely, if you don't mind, going to try to get you in touch with Jeff with JBW Solutions.
Yeah, absolutely.
For that. So I'll reach out about that. But again, we appreciate your time. Incredible stories, incredible journeys. And now I can say just an incredible human being, right? Not just incredible Chiefs Kingdom linebacker. So I don't know if anybody else has anything to say, but I can say for myself, this exceeded what I expected. So I'm very grateful and blessed for you giving us your time.
Man, I appreciate it. I've never seen some AFC West together like this. I enjoy this. This is cool.
Awesome. Well, we're glad you had a great time. I'm really glad that Austin got a chance to talk to you, and honestly, being able to hear stories, hear your journey. Matt, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'll get you back in a second, but honestly, just hearing everything, the excitement that Austin had when he talked to you has been the cherry on top. Because I just, we're rivals, but again, I want to make sure my buddy gets to talk to his favorite all-time player, and I got to witness that. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you delivering that for him, because that was enough for me tonight.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Again, thank you so much, DJ. It was truly an honor to have you on the show. Just hearing the human side of football, you sharing your story. Again, like Cody said, to see Austin get to talk to his favorite player. And, this is kind of like why we do the show, so we can show everyone like the human side of this and see everything that the lessons you've learned and shared it with us and people that are trying to get to the NFL. So again, thank you for your time. And I know you said you lost 30 pounds. I think I found it. So if you ever want it back, I am more than happy to give it to you. Just let me know. All right.
Yeah, we can't thank you enough. And again, when I pitched the idea to these guys to start this show, this is kind of how I envisioned it going. So just having you on here and seeing how excited my brother was for this, it's been probably one of our top 3 shows that we've done, and we've had great guests, but you always have a table here in the War Room whenever you want to come back on.
Raiders week. That's always my hope for Chiefs players. Raiders week.
Great.
Raiders week, right?
Yeah. So again, thank you for your time, and like I said, you always have a table here with us.
Man, appreciate it. Thank y'all so much, my brothers.
All right, Derrick.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, DJ.
All right, now.
Well, Austin, was that everything you thought it was going to be and more?
Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead, quit my job, retire, and just know that I've accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish.
He's crying behind the beard.
I'm not to sleep tonight. I mean, I know I don't usually sleep, but like I'm on such a high right now. I might run a marathon.
We talked to Derrick Johnson, you guys.
We did.
We sure
and
did.
The impact he's having off the field, right? Like,
yeah.
Obviously, the fandom started from watching him dominate Sundays and game days, but like, just everything off the field is incredible. Helping the inner city kids, giving back, writing books, right? Like, each thing he's trying to do is just to build on top of one thing after another. So I don't know. It was incredible.
Yeah.
I do want to. I appreciate everyone that's been in the chat. You guys have been killing it today. Again, we got to as many as we could, and again, it's not always easy trying to pay attention to the chat while we have a guest on. But you guys did great. You did fantastic. So just make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you share this out. And I do encourage you guys to go check out this book. We'll post some links on our IG and our social medias. I encourage you all to also donate any way that you can with that. And again, Jeff comes through for us like he always has. So on behalf of all of us, Jeff, you continue to set a very good bar for our show. And without you, man, I saw that pop up on the screen and I was like, again,
the partnership represents we're in line on everything we want to represent and be about, and it couldn't be any better. So Jeff, as always, we definitely appreciate you. It's more than just supporting the War Room, right? It's supporting, DJ and inner city kids and the libraries and communities that are being impacted. So it goes more than just, benefiting the War Room. It goes deeper than that.
100%.
Matt, what'd you think?
Man, it was awesome. And like I said before, like we were telling DJ, like this is kind of the reason why we do this show, to see the human side of things. And, how happy he was to see like 4 fans of different AFC West teams kind of united. And this is why we love football. Football just kind of brings everyone together. And, again, my dad, Jeff, coming through, making another donation, great cause, and people helping people. Again, DJ, if you're still watching this, again, I have that 30 pounds. If you ever want it back, give me a good shipping address. I'll make sure it gets to you. But again, this is awesome. What a ride, man. What a season it's been. This is, season 1's coming to an end, and what a way to end it,
Started with Coach Vermeil, getting to the end with DJ. I don't know about you guys, but me and Chiefs Kingdom feeling pretty good about that.
Caleb, you can now tell your wife that a football player gave her a shout out.
Yeah.
I know, dude. That was awesome. Man, what
it's on video.
Dude. Yeah, on video. Man, what an incredible guy. I was so excited to see you, Austin, and like how you reacted. That was super cool. So yeah, I was really excited for Austin more than anything. But overall, man, he's an incredible guy.
Yeah,
he really is. Great dude. Incredible role model for these young guys. So especially guys going, like he was wanting to mentor college guys and pro guys. I don't know a better guy that can do it right now, really, especially in the linebacker position, just as a dude, much less as a coach, so that's really cool. Incredible guy, though. Incredible.
Yeah, I love how, like, every part he's just trying to give back, whether it's the community, the kids, his family, right? Like, so much of giving time back to his kids, and it's like everything he's trying to do post-football is giving back to something, someone, somewhere. So I don't know. It was an incredible episode to hear everything from DJ.
Yeah.
Cody?
I think what's sticking out to me is, like, it's getting really hard to, like, not like Chief players because, like, Sylvester Morris, Dick Vermeil, Derek Blaylock, all these Chiefs guys, Derrick Johnson. I mean, granted, he was a legend to begin with. I remember watching the Raiders struggle against him whenever they would play, but it's getting hard to root against them just because they're such great human beings that, like, shoot, I'm now starting to feel like that I owe them, like, oh man, you guys are making this great, but I don't like the Chiefs, but you're making me like them. So it's one of those things where I'm struggling here on a rival side, but on all honesty, this show that, you guys have envisioned for us, where we've been, Austin, credit to you, man, for landing the guest, and Matt, you also, if this was season 1, what's season 2 looking like, and I hope that DJ feels comfortable enough to come back so we can continue to find out how he's progressing in his book series, or, what he's thinking with football. Cause I feel like we've only scratched the surface talking to DJ, and, I can't wait to have him back, have any other guests back. And again, honestly, what I think I'm more excited about, and Austin, I know this has been making you uncomfortable all episode, and I don't care, but just being able for you to talk to your absolute favorite player has been something that I've thought about all week, that I was excited for you. Like, it's cool that we get to talk to him, but I thought it was even cooler that you got to talk to somebody that was so meaningful to you. So as somebody that got to witness that, I thought that was almost cooler than getting to hear the human side, just because, like, I know how much it affirmed, like, how much you like this, how much you like DJ. So that's what also I got from this episode. Like, that's what I can't stop thinking about. So
yeah, my takeaway is you couldn't stop thinking about me, Cody.
That's
there
right.
You go.
Every day, every day, baby. Every day, baby.
Getting guests, Caleb, you got one. Let's hear about it.
So tomorrow we have guest Alex Insdorf. He's the host of Bolt Breakdowns on Guilty as Charged podcast. It's a pretty well-known podcast for Charger fans. So I'm super excited about that. And then next week as well, we have Alex Molden coming on February 10th. So I'm super excited for both those. Alex Molden, obviously, he played for the Saints, played for the Chargers. had a year with the Lions, and then his son also plays for the Chargers. So I'm super excited about that. But yeah, super excited.
Did I see the calendar right that we're pretty much already almost booked for February on both days?
Yeah, I thought we had an off season, guys. What happened?
I vaguely, and I remember seeing the picture, but if I remember correctly looking at it, it was literally Tuesday, Wednesday, basically all
Tuesday,
of February.
Wednesday is stacked through February.
Well,
Here we go.
Buckle up.
All right, guys, let's go home.
Let's go home.
You're the host.
Oh, I am the host. Holy shit. Man, it's just been a great hour 20 here. So again,
Technical
like I
foul.
said, yeah, boom. Again, thank you to everyone in the comment section tonight. You guys were awesome. I'm happy that we were able to get some of your guys' questions onto the screen. Again, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Come find us on all socials at West War Room Rivals. Please come TikTok, as you see up here, TikTok, Instagram, and then X. And let's give some shout outs to our sponsors. So Buy Die Coffee, Caleb has the bottle right there. Make sure you guys go to buydiecoffee.com and or find them on Amazon and get your coffee set. Troy and his group over at Field Ops Kansas. Again, Troy, thank you. Obviously, also a day one sponsor of ours as well. So thank you again to Troy and Angie and her group over at Emporia State Federal Credit Union, the War Room's banking of choice, and obviously our banking of choice as well. So make sure you guys go visit Emporia State Federal Credit Union.com or ESFCU.com. Hey,
there we go.
And again, we've already given them tons of shout outs tonight. We got to do it again. We're in the JBW Solutions studio. Jeff, again, thank you. Austin will get you and DJ in contact. So again, thank you for everything that you do and continue to do for the War Room. Without you, it's again not possible. So we'll be back again tomorrow with Alex Insdorf, and we will see you guys tomorrow.